Okay, so we are picking up where we left off there from the previous phone video. Okay, so yeah, so what is going on is the code is launched, the Flask server then is opened, okay, at this at this address. So we quickly open it there. I've actually already opened it there, so that is it. I'll do it again, and that's showing us the two messages which we have received in the console before. So okay, so these are the data that we have received, and it logs them here. Okay, now what happened there just a second ago is 5 minutes have passed, and I have coded this into the main script. 5 minutes have passed, after which we should receive an email alert saying that the desk is now occupied. We have not detected motion, any new motion after 5 minutes. Nobody has moved around, which means that the person has sat down and is working at the desk, means it's occupied. Okay, now I know here it says fail to send email alert, response code 202, but actually if we look at the email, we actually just received an email saying the desk is now occupied. So I actually forgot to change that there, but I'll fix it up. So yeah, so now if we go back to Flask, there we go. We can see that the desk is in use, and the date and the timestamp when the notification came around. Okay, so there's a few other features here as well. What happens after 30 minutes? It says that it says that the desk is occupied for a prolonged amount of time, meaning that somebody's working on it long. And what happens, for example, after nobody has moved, the server has launched, nobody has moved at the desk for 5 minutes, and says it will send a message saying that there hasn't been anybody at the desk, basically, meaning that it's free, it's okay to be approached. And last code is we're going to witness it there now. So let's say somebody is interested in that desk, they want to know if the desk is free, so they can, for example, monitor the server, and when the motion detector detects motion again, so we'll simulate it there now. Okay, there it is. Okay, so it will change the desk status from desk in use to desk unoccupied, and it will send a value to ThingSpeak, which is 0, because I marked it as 0 being unoccupied, 1 being as occupied. So then the ThingSpeak with its MATLABs does its own thing there, which there's a logic which determines what sort of email is sent based upon the data that is fed from the RPI to the ThingSpeak, which we will discover in a second. And yeah, basically that's it. So again, we detect the motion, and the motion detector resets the process. So again, after 5 minutes here, if it will not detect the motion, another email will be sent, and we will know that the desk is occupied again. So we can then go to the emails again, and there it is. So the desk has again been unoccupied, meaning that now we are free to approach the desk, or at least check if that desk is free. Maybe we are interested in the computer that there is at the desk. Maybe we have some files saved on that specific computer if it hasn't been shared on a shared drive. Maybe we just like the way the desk looks. So that's what we are trying to do here. Okay, so I guess we can go into the code now and just maybe talk about that quickly. Okay, so here we are. Right, yeah, so this is the main code. Okay, we are importing few libraries necessary for this to work. We are starting out with setting up everything that we will need in the future to make the code work. So we are setting up the GPIO pins to read for the input. We are creating some variables to use later on as well, as motion detecting time for the time at which we have detected last motion, then a few Boolean variables here to help us determine if the disk has been in use or if the motion has been detected, and a delay of 300 seconds, which is, well, the 5 minutes to send an email. Okay, so then we are doing some basic ThingSpeak configurations, like the API keys, URL, and alerts and whatnot. And yeah, so then we create a method which takes a value, and then which will be 1 and 0, and then it will send 1 to 0 to ThingSpeak, to which then uses that value to send or the corresponding email or determine what logic is used at a given time. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Then this is the function to send an email alert. Again, it is used by ThingSpeak. So we are sending an email with the subject and the body to ThingSpeak alert APIs. We send a HTTP post with the alert URL, which is a form of a JSON message. Okay, and then we are returning if 200 has been used, like here, then the message with the subject has been sent, and then if it hasn't, then we will return the status code, and if there's some network error, we'll catch that exception as well here. Okay, now this is here the bread and butter of this code. It's the actual motion detection logic. So what we are doing is we are using this to determine what is happening. So we are creating a perpetually running loop which constantly checks the status and the input of the GPIO pins. And then yeah, so look, if the motion is detected from input 4, then we print, and we create current time as time, and we print that. If it was used and then we detect motion again, then desk status changes to desk unoccupied, and then we create the historical changes. Okay, so this is what we use in Flask as well to create the historical changes, to view the historical, well, sorry, the server is not running now, but to view what has happened historically. Yeah, so that's really it. There's few other perks here, like, well, just basic Flask route to basically show where the HTML template is, and the main function, which uses threading. Now, I've used threading because I have run into a problem which meant that my main loop and Flask were in disagreement. They could not work together on the same thread, which I found to be frustrating. But look, I found a solution to start it on a different thread, and it worked. Unfortunately, I have also tried to incorporate Blink, so I could turn off and on the motion detection script on Will through the app, but it just wouldn't work, no matter what threading I used or what I did. So I just abandoned that idea there. So yeah, is there anything else to explain here? It's quite simple. If this loop detects motion and this happens, if this is the current desk status and motion is detected again, then it goes to this desk status. It sends historical changes to Flask, and also to ThingSpeak value, 0 for unoccupied, 1 for occupied, and then we send an email alert with the desk status again, like I've already explained, is there. And the following is, if this doesn't happen, then this happens. If this is already on and then this event happens, then the desk status changes, and again the historical data is sent, and so on and so on. So yeah, there's really nothing else within this code to explain. I think it's fairly alright. Yeah, so then I guess the last thing that we can just quickly present would be There it is. Very simple HTML script, which just formats or creates a readable format for us to be able to display the historical changes in Flask. Very simple. Okay. Uses some styling, uses some strong headings to display, the title of the current status in a clear way, and it just uses status variable to display what is happening at a given time. So yeah, that's really it.